My name is Anthony Gennaro. I'm a professional engineer, specialized in structural design, and I designed the foundation for this project. I think the project is a unique project, and I think if we could just start looking at more and more projects that could be as energy efficient and self-reliant as this project is, I think it's good, and I was proud to be a part of this particular project. The quality of life of these residents would be improved by just their own energy bills. I mean, the fact that they're contributing, there's a national push on for energy conservation, and this building represents that. So these people are actually part of a pioneering project, and I think their quality of life will be increased. One, because they are pioneers, and two, they will see cost savings, less dependent on outside energy sources, more money in their pocket. I think that's a win-win all around. Just the fact that this was probably one of the first projects I was a part of that was trying to go 100% self-reliant. I've been a part of other project designs where they're not getting to that level. I think this project was extremely unique, and its attempts to get to 100% self-reliant, self-sufficient. And I think that not just looking at it from that perspective, but also the fact that it was completely load tested by Hurricane Sandy and withstood up to it. So you have a project that's structurally sound, attractive, and 100% self-reliant. I think it's a great step in a direction that everyone's looking to walk in. So I was very, very proud to be a part of that. I think New York have never witnessed anything like Sandy, an extremely high tide with an extreme tidal surge. And anything that was in the wake of that surge was destroyed. So now we need to respect those sea elevations that could occur. We need to get utilities up above it that won't be destroyed. And we need to build foundations that can either withstand those forces or allow those forces to bypass it so that the structure is not destroyed and the people aren't put out of their residences. It was an enormous burden on the city to try to find housing for so many people who were put out by the storm. So if we can, number one, build structures that can withstand these forces, at least we have people housed. And then the next thing is a structure like this that's self-reliant on energy. If the major power sources like Con Edison were lost for over a week, these people still had a chance of maintaining their quality of life because they weren't relying on any outside force for their energy, for heat and cooling. So here you have probably a very innovative building. The fact that if the major power sources were interrupted, they weren't. They maintained their place of residence, and at the same time they maintained their comfort levels because their sources weren't interrupted by the storm. So it's a building really to take a serious look at as a prototype for the future. Once again, I think the more I'm actually, when I started the project, I was really just focused on an economical, sound foundation. But as I look at the project in a broader sense, and post-Sandy, I think it's a project that requires serious consideration, because it really would have been ideal if everyone were in a building like this during this storm. It wouldn't have displaced so many people, and it wouldn't have put people in such hardship if they had a building that was as reliant and resilient as this. Bright and Green is an awesome project.